The time has come to reunite with an old frenemy. We're going to show you people that don't know what I mean when I say Revuelto syndrome, what I mean when I say Revuelto syndrome. This is probably the most important remastered GTI I've done yet. Because it'll explain some new terminology for people. Let's get into things. I was not going fast enough for that. What we have here is the Lamborghini Revuelto. Only for the purposes of this test, it's not the Lamborghini Revuelto, that's just a nickname I'm giving to it. It's got a different front end, so CDT avoids getting another lawsuit. The Revuelto has actually been in the game before. It was one of the Lamborghinis that was in the game before it got removed. I think it's actually still at the same price as pre-removal Lamborghini. And it's given birth to one of my more well-used phrases, Revuelto syndrome. See, the thing about the Revuelto that makes it interesting is the fact that at top speeds it becomes distinctively uninteresting. In fact, it starts barely gaining speed at all. There is no acceleration in 7th. See, look, you can see the individual digits moving up. And then in 8th, it just basically becomes a constant force. It's shockingly bad. Look at that. And I thought the bikes were bad for this. This is where Revuelto syndrome came from. The fact that this car completely lacks acceleration at the top end. How completely shit. So, as you will note, straight line speed, really not a strong suit for the Revuelto. And to be honest, that does ruin quite a bit of the car's appeal. But I will give it points for the looks. While I would prefer it to be accurate to real life, I don't mind these model changes to make it not a Lamborghini. It's quite a good looking car, because they retained the shape, they've just changed the front and back a little bit. I do like that spoiler. Active aero, nice. A little, just the way it sort of pops up, it's discreet. It's very cool. But, good test of all my cars, how does it handle? And how nice is it to drive? Let's find out. Well, rated as an 8.7 handling, it turns pretty decently. Doesn't really have much feel though, it's kind of like a mini bolide. Turning, brilliant. Just, no feel. It feels very much like the car's doing the turning, not you. Not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. I have no doubt that it can turn corners much faster and much more sharp than something like a, I don't know, Valhalla. But the car I prefer to drive is the Valhalla, because the Valhalla is a much nicer driving experience. This just feels electronic and artificial. Pretty poor. Which leaves me with the question, what is it like to drift? This uses a Quattro four-wheel drive system. Quattro named after the Audi Quattro, which is a rally car. That could drift. This is weird. And in the wrong way. It's in a state of having both too much grip and not enough grip. By which I mean, there's quite a decent amount of front-end grip, but there's not enough grip at the back. Which leaves you in a weird sort of crabbing state, and I don't like it. You have to use quite a bit more power in the corners. You have to have much more of a run-up. And even then, the front sort of twitches. It's really... it's not nice. Feels like it's gotten worse since I last drove it. Still, maybe it can all be redeemed. At the racetrack. The P1 hasn't aged at all. Still looks as fresh as the day it came out the factory. Nearly 10 years ago. Holy shit, that was a while ago. Anyway, this should be interesting. I know he's got a little bit more performance than me, but I'm rated a 0.6 handling better than him. Which can lead to some interesting stuff. Oh, I had him. And now he's just gone. Whoa, in the corners. Nice. Come on. Nice, that's better. Oh. Once we hit the straights, he's got a massive amount of performance over me. Nice steering. He cocked up. Come on, little Revuelto. I think he's gaining on me. Just what... Damn it, you crashed into me. Anyway, 40.2. That's pretty slow, especially at this price. Which I'm not surprised about, to be honest. Small side note. Apparently it says he was first on his screen. That's interesting. Damn. So it's quite close to the P1. And it costs 20% less than the P1. Despite the fact that they are literally almost identical. But the thing about the P1 is, I enjoy driving it much more. In this, it's not fun. There's no organicness to it. It's not nice. And the other problem is, it's useless on the highway. And also, it just lacks a lot. This car isn't boring, but it is boring. The only reason it doesn't fade from memory the moment after you drive it is because it's bad. Which is what we discovered in the original video. So I'd advise you go and watch that as well. Link in the pinned comment. Anyway, now you know what Revuelto syndrome is. I haven't spoken about it much in this because I didn't need to. But please subscribe